What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of The Big Thing. Today, it's all about Thor, Love and Thunder. Man, I did my research on this one, which I can't say about a lot of things I've done in the past, but I have on this one. And I wanted to do something today where I was like, look, I really love that trailer that came out, the teaser trailer. So instead of putting I already did my reaction this morning. So instead of putting an episode up this morning, a big thing, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do the research. I'm gonna get the pictures. I'm gonna do everything that I can, find out as much as I can, talk to my friends that know this. It's like what I was Star Wars. I can pretty much dive into a lot of things that I already know, but I had to go to some experts and ask some questions and see what I can come up with. But I'm gonna do a episode today. It might be a shorter episode as we break it down. Who knows? I always say that, and sometimes I wind up going longer than expected. But if you're brand new to the channel, please do me a favor and subscribe. It is the Kristian Harloff channel, and you got reviews, reaction, news, Sith Council, big thing. Help me out. Subscribe to the channel. It'd be very helpful. If you haven't done it before, you should do it now. Thank you so much. All right. So it is the big thing, and today I'm going to get right into it. We're going to talk about Thor. We're going to do no music today. I don't have to do music. You want music? Whatever. Oh, I do have an announcement to make, though, before we get into it, so you know. For Sith Council peeps, we wanted to do something on this channel. We started talking about it a lot, where there's the Big Thing podcast feed, and then there's the Sith Council feed. But with Big Thing, there's 3 episodes a week, and Sith Council, there's 1. So to make it easier, considering that it's really Star Wars is essentially the Big Thing Star Wars show, that's what it's going to be. So for YouTube, ignore this message. It has nothing to do with you. For podcast listeners, and if you're listening to podcasts, Sith Council will start to air on this podcast feed starting Wednesday. It will still air on the Sith Council feed for this week, and then following next week, you can only find Sith Council on the Big Thing podcast feed. So if you're a Sith Council listener, make sure you subscribe to that podcast feed. And if you're a Big Thing listener, you're going to get Sith Council now on Wednesdays also. So something for you guys to think about. All right, let's get right into it. Thor, Love and Thunder. It came out today. Taika Waititi, new movie that he's got coming out, and we've been excited for it and waiting. And it starts out right away, man. And the music, as it's kind of playing into it, we see young Thor, and we get like a couple different versions of them. We get this version, which it looks like, I mean, obviously right away, it reminded me of Adventures in Babysitting is what it reminded me of the classic Thor that you got, remember back in the old school, the one that I remember as a kid. And you look at it, he's got the same outfit for sure. He's got the helmet, he's got all of that stuff, which I love. It's pretty great that they did that, and it just shows him kind of the different stages of him kind of growing up, and then we get to Thor as he's an older guy, and I think that's more so like the first Thor movie outfit that that we see him in. But I love that. I love that just that opening scene that you get right away to where I think that that's an overall theme of the entire trailer, right? And by the way, for people who are like, oh, you did a full podcast just on Thor? Yeah, man, this is the 3rd movie, and this is a classic, iconic character now. 4th movie, excuse me. Iconic character that has been going through a lot of progression, and so there's a lot to talk about with him, and even the teaser. And you could have done a Thor podcast without a teaser, but the fact that this is very relevant when you look at this, because you're seeing the progression of Thor, and honestly, it's like we've had 3 movies. Oops, sorry, we've had 3 movies so far, and I know that they're different, but this is like essentially you could look at this like that's Thor 1, that was Thor 2, and that was Thor 3, right? And that's what we've been through as a journey for the audience. And so what happens next? And we see that he's going through some stuff, man. He's been through it. This is a shot that I think happens probably down the line, because I think that this is around the same. If you jump to the end of the trailer, they took a shot from the end of the trailer and they put it in. They put it here, but that's fine. But it's this stuff. He's right off the top. He's got Stormbreaker, and he's like, nah, I'm over it. I'm done. I ain't doing it anymore. And it's funny because I saw a lot of people who were commenting, oh, here's Thor. He's trying to find himself again. We've seen this a million times over. The guy's still trying to find himself. He's a mess. I think it's a progression. When you look at where he was in Endgame, I mean, because starting off where Thor was in the first Thor, it's this arrogant, kind of cocky, and he still is, but it was all about him. and it's essentially why he was deemed not worthy to have the hammer in the first place, to have Mjolnir back in the first place, and that's why he lost it all. And then he progresses more so in his relationship with Jane, and then by the time we get to his relationship with the Avengers and all, he's gone through a lot. And it's also they found through working with Chris Hemsworth, which we've seen from the progression of 1 and 2, to where there was definitely comedy moments in those movies. There's no doubt about it. But the third one, Ragnarok, really leans on Chris Hemsworth's sense of humor and his comedic timing. And they found that. And they've been using it well. And they're going to continue that on into this next one. So that's ultimately what's going on here. And we see him, he's burying the Stormbreaker, and he's saying, look, I'm done with this. I can't do it. I don't want to do it anymore. I'm at peace. And he walks away. Now, obviously no one's going to be able to pick that up except maybe somebody evil, but we don't know. We'll find that out later. And he's just sitting by a tree, hanging out. Whatever planet he's on here. He's peaceful. And I dig it. I like it a lot because there's the shot, and Sweet Child of Mine starts playing in the background, and whatever planet he's on, he's just relaxing. And I'm done with it. I'm at peace, serene. Try to anyway. And I think again that might have happened. That shot that we just saw might have happened beforehand, because we see this and everyone's asking, when you end the end game, or the last time you saw Thor, he's a big dude. He was eating a lot, drinking a lot, and not really caring about his appearance anymore. And that he was depressed. He was done for. Playing video games with people online, and that was it. And he was. That people were laughing about how he was not able to, and he's still by the end of it, he was fighting and doing what he could, and that fighter spirit came out. But there was the question: are they going to have the entire movie with him the same way? And no, they're not. And you see him working out, and he's back in the spot before. And I think is this from the beginning of Ragnarok? I believe so. Maybe. I don't know. And then we see the transformation of this is what happens when you work out. And it looks like he's got from his time with the Guardians, he's got Guardians outfits on, and he's trying to take the reins. 'Cause remember when we left off Thor and the Guardians, is that he was pretty much looks like he was going to take over. So everyone thought the third Guardians was what was everyone calling it? Oh my God, I can't remember. It was like whatever the name of it was, and James Gunn's like, no, that's not going to happen. I can't remember what it was. It was a great name, and I can't remember what the name was. But James Gunn's like, no, we're not doing that. And this looks like he is now trying to take over, and he's up there and he's doing his Thor thing. But now he's revealing. This is probably when they reveal his workout body, and Star-Lord's over it, way over it, and you can tell now. It was his Grandus people, I guess, too. He's wherever he is, Yondu, excuse me, and he's with Yondu's people. It seems like whatever they're trying to liberate them or whatever might be happening here. And Thor's like, I'm the guy, and he throws the coat back into the faces and we're going to get a lot of those moments. I'm assuming this is right in the beginning of the movie, is what it seems like. It seems like this is going to be right in the beginning of the movie, where because we got to get to that. There's a lot of things that have to happen, right? The transition of him finding himself and understanding and coming to peace with what he wants to do, but he's going to lose the weight. He's going to start working with the Guardians a little more. He's going to reveal his body, and then it seems like that's just not what he wants to be doing anymore. It's like hippie Thor now is more so what it looks like he's trying to do, but he's doing his Thor thing. He's battling here, and as the Guardians are kind of running off, he turns his back and he takes off. I don't know if he turns his back necessarily, but look, the other thing is, by the way, he still has Stormbreaker in his hand at this point, so he hasn't buried Stormbreaker yet, and so Stormbreaker will then get buried after this, because it looks like he's going to have it's probably going to open up with the Guardians and this whole big battle. This is where Thor has been. He's maybe even starting out with him working out and the battles that are happening, and he's over it. And I think that it's going to lend itself to go from there to back to where he buries Stormbreaker's like, I'm over it. I'm done. That was my last battle, fighting with these guys. He has the conversation that I think you're going to see at the end of this, that you see at the end of this trailer with the Guardians, probably the last you see the Guardians, and then they take off, and here he is. He's just chilling out now, and he's back to doing what he's doing. It's him and Korg. If you look, he's got that outfit on still. He's got that outfit on that he's wearing. And he ripped off the vest or whatever he did, and he looks like a 80s rocker. And he's just chilling. He's in good shape again. He's relaxing with his life, and he probably, look, guys, I'm gonna find myself. I'm chilling out. You guys do your thing. Nice seeing you all. Peace out. And that's it. And I love the vibe. I love the vibe so far because it's it's the same thing I said in my trailer reaction was that if you're not a Thor fan from Ragnarok, if you like traditional Thor and you loved 1 and 2, but you hated the third one, I really doubt the fourth one is going to be for you. I've seen some people saying, "Oh, I hated Ragnarok, but I'm interested in this one." I think you're probably going to be just as disappointed because there's going to be a lot of humor in this one, and it's funny because some people have seen me talked about how a lot of times if the humor is overdone and it doesn't seem earned to me, or it just seems like everybody gets a joke just to get a joke, I'm usually the one that's like, no. I thought it fit Ragnarok very well. I thought that they played into the characters very well. My problem with Guardians 2 was that not that the jokes weren't good and not that they weren't funny, and I love James Gunn. My problem with it was that it just seemed like everybody had a joke no matter what, because it would work if that person said a joke or that person said a joke, but it didn't feel like the actual characters would say it. To me, Ragnarok, it did. And I know I'm in the minority on that one. I understand that. But that's just how I felt about it. In Ragnarok, I did not feel that. And a lot of people disagree with me on that. A lot of people feel that the exact opposite, that it was just everybody had a joke in Ragnarok, and that's what this one's going to be. I'm liking the what they've done with Thor. I think the too serious Thor for too long would get tiring, and I don't think you can carry 4 movies with them. And we have enough, and I think after the seriousness of Doctor Strange, which we're going to get, because that's going to be pretty dark, you would assume, I need a palate cleanser. And I think that's exactly what you're going to get here with Thor. So Rocker Thor is out there with Korg, and it looks like they're going to go right after this. It looks like they're going to go to New Asgard, which is now apparently stationed on Earth, which is awesome too, with Valkyrie now leading the charge. Now we see Valkyrie down the line, but I think that probably probably shows right around the same time. This shot here, I think, is them leaving. It seems like, because this is where I did my geeky research. Everyone's talking about these goats. I was like, what's the deal with the goats? And apparently in the comic books, these 2 goats, they what the hell are their names? Tooth Gnasher and Tooth Grinder, apparently. And they're like immortal goats, and they travel with them all over the place, and they can't die, and all this kind of stuff, and they travel among the realms, and that's how they're able to do it. So I believe that it seems like after they're in Norway and they go and they're in New Asgard, they pick the crew that we're going to be with for the majority of the movie. They find out what the new mission is, and then they take off. Now this is awesome because this is it looks like what we used to have. We used to have Asgard. We used to have Asgard, and that's when we would go back and forth in the Thor movies. We'd be in Asgard, and that was the fun of those movies, right? You'd be on Earth for a little bit, and then you travel out and you go to Asgard. But Asgard's gone, blown up skis. So what are you going to do? Well, how about Olympus for you? How about Mount Olympus? Because that's what it seems like. It seems like Mount Olympus. And from right there, now this is the question. Now I would assume that this is going to be the goats taking us in, or no? Maybe it could be Gore. Maybe it'd be Gore, which is Christian Bale. We don't see him in this at all, and maybe this is him making his first attack because he is Gore the God Butcher. But I doubt it. I think this is the goats taking our boys, and potential. Valkyrie's probably with them too. It almost looks like what Loki used to do when Loki would do the plays and stuff. And I think Matt Damon is in this again. I think they said he was in it, so I wouldn't be surprised if he shows up in this. And it's like they're doing these plays or whatever it might be. This looks like, I can't tell if that's an octopus that's on the other side. It looks like an octopus on the other side over there. But if it's not an octopus, I don't know what the hell it is. But this doesn't seem like this is reality. This seems like either a play or a vision or something. But it looks fun nonetheless. He looks like a swashbuckler. And who's the lady? You know, this could be something. This could be something in the beginning when he's doing his dreaming and he's going to his relaxing place, and that's what he's envisioning. I think you're going to get moments of that. You're going to get that comedy side of it, of that bizarre way that Taika Waititi presents stuff, which I love and a lot of people love. And we'll see. We'll see how that works. Before I move on to the rest of it, because we have a lot more to do, I do want to tell you about Athletic Greens, everybody. Athletic Greens. And I'm seeing people have been trying it. I love that. And you should. I've been using it. When I went to San Diego recently. Powered up on Athletic Greens, man. It is really, really good stuff. It makes you feel good. It is it's a way to get all your vitamins in. I dig it a lot. I've been using it every day now. And I have to thank Brett Sheridan, who, when I got the product, he's like, take it, man. Try it. I'm telling you, you're going to love it. It does so much for you. You get better gut health, more energy, optimized immune system. And I never really liked taking pills or vitamins and all that. I wanted to get a supplement that it tastes great. And it really does taste good. Put it in like a drink, and it's just like I look forward to actually having it. It's good. For people who don't know what it is, it's like you just take one delicious scoop of Athletic Greens and you absorb 75 high-quality vitamins, minerals, whole food source, superfoods, probiotics, you name it. I do it because, like I said, I wanted to get some more vitamins into my system, and I wanted to do it in a way that I enjoyed. So after in the morning, you're supposed to take it before you have a meal. So you take it right in the morning. That's what I do. I wake up in the morning and I take it. Makes me feel better, get good sleep, and it tastes yummy. I dig it. And I took a whole bunch of packets with me when I went to San Diego. It's lifestyle friendly, by the way, whether you eat vegan, dairy-free, whatever. 1 gram, it contains less than 1 gram of sugar. No nasty chemicals or artificial anything, and it tastes good. It costs you less than $3 a day, and you're investing in your health, and it's cheaper than your cold brew habit. You're investing in all-in-one nutritional insurance. Athletic Greens has over 7,000 5-star reviews, and it's recommended by professional athletes. Right now, it's time to reclaim your health and arm your immune system with a convenient daily nutrition. It's just 1 scoop in a cup of water every day. That's it. No need for a million different pills and supplements to look out for your health. So to make it easy, Athletic Greens is going to give you free 1-year supply of immune-supporting vitamin D and 5 free travel packs. Those are the best. With your first purchase, all you have to do is visit athleticgreens.com/bigthing. Again, that is athleticgreens.com/bigthing. Take ownership over your health and pick up the ultimate daily nutritional insurance. It's really good. You're going to like it. All right, let's get back into it. Because we have more to do. As I mentioned there, he's going on this swashbuckling fantasy, whatever it is, and then we move on over, and I'm not sure what planet it is. I'm not sure where he's going here, but either way, this looks like this is the new suit that everyone's been talking about. Now, here's the thing: I believe that this is after he's visited Zeus, and everybody's talking about how this might be the suit that Zeus gave him, because I think Zeus is going to essentially serve as the new Anthony Hopkins, Russell Crowe will rather, and. You look at that though, and he's got Stormbreaker again. So the question is, did he go back and get it? He's got some more juice in it now, and he looks so happy, doesn't he? He just looks so happy these days. I love that for him. And this looks like we're back to Olympus, and we're seeing like a lot of stuff going on here. This could be now. People were talking once again that we didn't get any of Bale. We might be getting them here. We might be getting them in this in these. Whatever's happening, or whenever he's got to attack, but or maybe not. If you go back here to this shot here, this could just be Zeus forming, and there he is, and this is Zeus. Now, this is the one shot that, and I have to see it when it's in the film, but this looks a little like we're on set, whatever. It could look very different once it's in the movies, but this is clearly Zeus and Russell Crowe. Look, it's Russell Crowe, and there he is. Russell Crowe is there. He's leading it. I don't feel like I don't think it's going to end well for Russell Crowe. I feel that Zeus is going to wind up eating it to Gore. I think once Gore comes in, Gore's like the new Thanos, it seems like, from everything I hear about this guy and what he does. And then he's like pissed off and wants to take out the gods. I think Zeus, you want to take out the gods. Who's the first one you go after? Zeus. So I think I think Zeus is going to eat it, but we got to establish Zeus. I'm so proud of myself, by the way, with all this, because I actually care about this movie. I think I really want to. I'm very interested in the mythology of it. I've always liked the Greek mythology and the idea behind it. And also, the question is, what the hell has Zeus been doing? He's been helping much. And how much does he have to do with the Eternals, if at all, any of them? And then we're back to Thor and Gorg. What do I call him? And Korg. And this, to me, although I don't know, I was going to say that it might be before the whole adventure takes place, but it might not, because it looks like he has his outfit on. So something happens here, and they get excited. Like, it looks like a buddy movie, and every scene that you see so far or shot, Thor looks happy. And I love that. I love the idea of it. I love the idea that we're just going to see happy Thor for the majority of it. At peace Thor. Now, this is the one that I had to really look into, because I didn't understand this as much. I didn't know what it was. And it's apparently this thing here is a god. And that's why I think Thor's upset. Doesn't look like Thor is happy about this. This doesn't look like Thor did this. This looks like this was done, and it probably was done by Gore. So Thor and Gore are going to get down to business here, because I think this is why Thor's pissed off. And he might very well find this thing first. He might find this god, and then realizing he's got to report it to the king, who is now who is Valkyrie. And they're heading on over to New Asgard, and there's the cruise boats in the back. That they're all there to see. What are those people? Yeah, it looks like people like camped out there too. But anyway, and this is them coming in. We've already seen the shot of them going out, but it looks like when he shows it, he probably shows up to recruit Valkyrie, get her in there. She wants nothing to do with these people. She's running the shop now, and she looks bored out of her skull. So, and then it's not going to take much to convince her to come with, and that's probably exactly what's going to happen. Then we're back to Olympus. And who is this down here? This looks like, look, see this. I would assume that that's probably exactly what happens, because that looks like Valkyrie on the far left. Thor, is that Lady Thor? That might be Lady Thor. That might very well be Lady Thor right next to Thor. So it's Thor, Lady Thor, Valkyrie on the far left, and then Korg over here too on the far right. So they're walking through. So that's what I would assume. So you're probably going to get like a build up, which I'm really liking. If you can get so much out of this, there's so much detail in this little teaser that if you go through all this and you look at the mission of what happens, where Thor is, what he's going through, he's been running these missions with the Guardians for a while, and then he goes down the path and he realizes that he just wants to be at peace, but he can't necessarily be at peace because he finds out that this thing Gore is killing people, and he finds this thing, so now he's got to go recruit people. And not only does he recruit Valkyrie, and somehow down the line, as we find out, we recruit Lady Thor, played by Natalie Portman. So that's at least that's the fantasy I'm putting on in my head. And I think I'm onto something. What do you guys think? It looks. I think I'm. I don't know. It sounds decent. Now wait a minute. I don't know. I guess it's just people that he's walking through. But yeah, they're clearly walking through Olympus, because there's the statue of Zeus. They're walking through to approach, and whatever happens. But now they go back to this whole thing. This is clearly the beginning of the movie. At least I think. I say clearly, but it just seems from the way that they're piecing it together. Before I can't imagine the Guardians are in it any more so than this is the beginning of it. He's talking to him. Thor pops his head in. Yeah, because Thor, I mean, you look at the difference between where Thor is here and then what happens to him, Maybe this is the opening conversation that starts to get him on that peaceful place. And it's a very funny moment where he's like, no, man, I'm not talking about me. He's like, I was just listening. And then, well, no, because he's back here. He's already jacked up. He's got, this looks like one of Star-Lord's old jackets, right? Seems like it. It seems like what he wore in the old ones. We probably stole it from. But what planet are they on? I don't know. They have a great interaction here, and then this is the very last shot, obviously, with Natalie Portman. He sees. Now this is, again, I believe this has got to be the beginning of this, as they're going, whatever they're doing, this mission. Lady Thor comes to find him. Natalie Portman, that is, Jane. She's in shape, man. And she's ready to rock, and she reveals herself, and that's our trailer. Before we break it down a little bit more, and to give you guys, again, breakdown of what we got going on here, also I want to tell you about Coinbase, if you didn't already know about Coinbase. Coinbase, ladies and gentlemen, Coinbase, if you didn't know, Coinbase, we've been with them for a little bit now, and I've been telling you about it for a little bit. Coinbase, ladies and gentlemen, shoot, I totally forgot what I wanted to say as far as, before we even got into that. Oh, shoot. I forget it. I'll tell you about it. First of all, I just want to tell you about Coinbase first, then I'll get into the other thing, because I have so many more Thor thoughts. If you guys are crypto curious and you've ever thought about entering the world of cryptocurrency, but if you felt overwhelmed, Coinbase makes it easy by learning to buy and sell. Very simple. There's a lot of coin, a lot of base. If you've been following the cryptocurrency craze, now is the time to start getting involved. Coinbase makes it quick and easy to start your own portfolio and learn to trade like a pro. Coinbase offers a trusted and easy-to-use platform to buy, sell, and spend cryptocurrency. They support the most popular digital currencies on the market and make them accessible to everyone. There's millions of people in over 100 countries trust Coinbase with their digital assets. Whether you're looking to diversify, just getting started, or searching for a better way to access crypto markets, start today with Coinbase. For a limited time, new users can get $10 in free Bitcoin when you sign up today at Coinbase.com/bigthing. Got to sign up, though, at Coinbase.com/bigthing for $10 in free Bitcoin. The offer is very limited, though, so you have to sign up today. That's Coinbase.com/bigthing. Thank you to Coinbase. What the hell was I had something. I wanted to talk to you about it. I can't remember. We'll get to it, I'm sure. But anyway, so that was like the full breakdown of the trailer itself. And I'm excited for the movie. And it's funny because you have all these Marvel shows now, you have all these Star Wars shows out, you have all these things out right now. And it's, when you look at movies, whether it be Ambulance or, I'm going to see, right after I'm done shooting here today, I'm going to see The Northman. So I will have a review of probably tomorrow morning of The Northman. And I hope that movie does well. And I'm still, because of the way that the world is at the moment, I think people pick and choose what movies they're going to see. And I also think that because there's so much with streaming that you can see on streaming, I think that it's harder for movies to do very well. But these movies like this, the DC movies, the Star Wars movies, the Marvel movies, they're going to continuously do well in movies. They have to be good and they have to get people excited to want to see them. This movie is going to do very well. Doctor Strange is going to do very well. And that's another reason I think that people are asking, like, why such a short teaser trailer for this if it's coming out in a couple of months? Because they got to focus on Doctor Strange. The fact that they really put this much effort into this one at all is showing that they want to get the hype going at least a little bit, because it all ties in. It all ties in one way or another. But I'm pumped, man. I think that Doctor Strange is going to be that, as I mentioned before, like more of like a dark movie where we look at whether it's the zombie thing that you see with him that's going on, whether it's the evil Doctor Strange and all the stuff going on with Wanda. There's going to be some stuff in there that I think is going to be pretty dark for the most part. And then you want to get this more of a vision of hope. And before I take off today, as I said, it's going to be a shorter episode of The Big Thing today because I wanted to break down a lot of this. There was a story that came out that someone included me on a tweet about Liam Neeson. I'm going to read it, about Qui Gon. So let me get into this and see exactly what it was. Hold on. So here's the article. Apparently on comicbook.com is where it was. Oh, come on. They don't show me the article. Oh, come on. They just put a link to the comic book's Twitter page? Give me a break. Give me the Liam Neeson story. I don't know where it is. All right, well, I'll just tell you what the quote was. There it is. Here's the article. So Liam Neeson says he wants to return to Star Wars as Qui-Gon Jinn. Now, that article alone does scare me a little bit But here's the article from comicbook.com. In the years since Disney purchased Lucasfilm, the Star Wars saga has brought back a number of characters and a number of performers in various ways. And while there's no confirmed plan in place for Liam Neeson's Qui Gon Jinn to return, the actor is interested in the idea, but with a slight catch. Despite all the accomplishments the franchise has made on the small screen, the actor said he'd want to reprise the role, though he'd rather do it on big screen. Oh, I think so. Yeah, I think so. It was a film. But I'm a bit of a snob when it comes to TV. I just admit I just like the big screen, you know? Neeson confirmed with comicbook.com about a return, said, I can't believe it's 24 years since we made The Phantom Menace. I just can't believe where the time has gone. It was a terrific experience shooting that film in London. While Neeson sounds as though he'd be open to having a small part in the big screen adventure, he seems to have finished his tenure in a fantasy series. He said, I'll be honest with you, no. What do they ask him? They asked him, which no is, while Neeson sounds like he'd be open, he seems to have finished his tenure in a fantasy series, having shared in 2020 that his main draw for a major franchise was new experiences, which Star Wars doesn't apply. I'll be honest with you, no. I'm not a huge fan of the genre. I think it's Hollywood with all the bells and whistles, blah, 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 blah. All that. I don't know. I think it's here's the way you could read a lot of this. The thing about the small screen, well, what the hell's the Clone Wars? Is it just because it's his voice? That's a small screen. The thing that scares me is the fact that, like, you know, it's this article that's out at the moment. Maybe that's just a way for him to divert it. I just don't understand how you don't put him in it. I mean, I think the only explanation is that he hasn't, because I think in a novel that came out recently, and this could be a way for them to cover the tracks, so they decided not to put him in it. Recently, in one of the novels, they said that it was 10 years after Revenge of the Sith when Obi-Wan finally tapped in to talking with Qui-Gon. I think it's 10 years when this series starts, so it could be at the end of it. It could not show up at all. I'd be bummed. I really would be bummed if it doesn't happen, because it just, and not for the fact that, you get to see Qui-Gon again. It was set up in Revenge of the Sith that Yoda was like, you're going there, you're going to go there to try to tune in to talk to your former master. And it's like, come on, show us. Thought we were going to get that. But I don't know, maybe he could just be selling it. Because why does he want to give it away? It's supposed to be a big reveal. Or maybe he's not in it. Who knows? I don't know. What do you guys think? I'm very curious to hear what you guys think. By the way, if you didn't already do it, please, if you're brand new to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. Hit the subscribe button, notifications, all that stuff. Very helpful and very appreciative if you can do it. As I said, it's a short episode today. I'm going to have a review of The Northman up tomorrow. We're going to have Sith Council up on Wednesday. We're going to do a rewatch of Jurassic World and Doctor Strange coming up here. So we have a lot coming up on the channel for sure, so make sure you check that out. And don't forget about Sith Council, as I mentioned to you. Sith Council is going to be on the Big Thing podcast feed. This is for audio listeners. If you're an audio listener, please check out Big Thing on whether it is on this channel, Big Thing. If you're listening to the Big Thing on audio, please go to the podcast feed and check that out. But Sith Council will now be on that. So that's it. That's everything I got for you today, guys. And I wanted to thank you so very much for joining me here today. And that's not Moon Knight. One of these days, I'm going to have the damn thing ready. But I'll just give you this. I appreciate you so much, and I'll end with this song. Peace.